Hey everybody, welcome back to the Joyful Candle on YouTube. Today I am hopping on here to do a mid-November empties. I cannot believe it's already the middle of November, and I have quite a few candles to talk about today that I've already gotten through. So let's hop right into it. Hope everyone is doing well. I have a kind of a mixture of candle brands today. So I'm just gonna kind of pop through. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just whatever I kind of grab next, I'll talk about. So let's start with Cinnamon Irish Cream from Bath & Body Works. This has notes of cinnamon spice liqueur, Irish cream, French vanilla. This is from 2022. And I have to say, this is not one of my favorites. Based on the notes and based on the cold sniff, I thought I was really gonna like this. But it really just kind of smelled kind of cloying and kind of, I don't know if it's like sour is the right word. But this was one of those candles where I just was like done with it. I was ready to, I just kind of hate burned it. Which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be sad about because I think that this is kind of a popular one. But this has not come back since 2022. So I don't know if it was the Irish cream in there. Like, I imagine that this is supposed to kind of smell like a cinnamon Bailey's. But it just really was not my thing. So, I mean, it's cinnamon heavy on the cold sniff, but it just kind of had like a sour, kind of icky, almost like milky, I don't know, sour is the only word that I can kind of describe it as. It just was very cloying to me, especially halfway through to the end. So I would probably not repurchase this one, but I'm thankful to have it done and out of my collection. So also, I am burning Santa's House by Caramel Sundays, and I love this one. So I'm just gonna slowly move this out of the way. So I'm gonna try and put these over here as I'm talking. Another one that I literally just finished right before I started filming this is Apple Garland. This is such a good scent, you guys. This is, honestly, I would say that this is kind of a classic from Bath & Body Works, but we've also only seen this come out 3 or 4 times, I believe. This one is from 2020, and this, people kind of freaked out when this came back because this originally released years prior to that, and then it disappeared. So I love this scent. I really hope they bring this back because this is a beautiful holiday scent. I'm gonna be kind of careful doing this because it's, as you can tell, it's still cooling from me finishing it. This has notes of eucalyptus, cedarwood, gala apples, and mistletoe. This is just a beautiful tree fragrance with apple in it. You do get a little bit of those woody notes in there. This is just such a gorgeous blend of like a wreath type fragrance with a little bit of apple. There's no spice. It's really just that cedarwood. I love this. This is beautiful. If you like tree scents, if you like apple, you would love this. I loved this packaging too. I have multiple backups of this. And hopefully they bring this back eventually because this is a good one. This burned pretty well for me. As you can tell, it burned all the way down. I would say throw on this one was probably like, this one's pretty strong, like an 8 out of 10. This can kind of get like almost too strong. It does really, really well in open concept areas. So love that one. I guess I'll just keep going with my Bath & Body Works for now. Sugared Pecan Pie is another one that I finished. This one burned decent. It got kind of puny wicks about halfway through. Honestly, I feel like a lot of my Bath & Body Works candles have been doing that. As I've been reviewing more on YouTube, I've really noticed that Bath & Body Works halfway through, it's almost like clockwork. Puny wicks. Now, most of the time, I find that they do okay. Like, even though they're puny wicks and low flames, they still burn all the way down. So very few do I have to babysit. This one, it was fine. this is just the last wick to extinguish, so it just made that kind of little tunnel there. But this, you guys, I'm actually kind of sad that I had gotten rid of my other one of these. I had sold one of these a while ago to someone else. This was good. Sugared pecan pie. Has notes of gooey brown sugar filling, toasted pecan, and homemade pie crust. I don't know why they don't come back with this. This is such a good pecan scent. I mean, you kind of get that ooey gooey filling. This to me is a little bit more crust forward. If you guys have ever tried, what is that called? Pecan something from Homeworx. Slack & Co has a version of this. That's gonna bug me. Maybe I'll pop up a picture of it. But a very, very good, like gooey, warm pecan pie filling candle. This is similar, but it has more crust. So really, really, really liked this one. I would say this one also kind of got puny wicks about halfway through. I would say performance-wise, it was maybe like 6 out of 7 throw-wise. Medium strength, but still delicious. Loved burning this in the mornings or even like evenings if I wanted something a little bit sweeter. Okay, next. This is an oldie, like very old. The sticker actually had started coming off of the jar, so I just stuck it on the lid. But this is Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. This is also another one that we have not seen for a long time. This is from 2019. This has notes of pumpkin latte, toasted marshmallow, and praline musk. This is not really a coffee fragrance or like a latte fragrance. I get a lot of musk, praline musk. It kind of smells like that toasted praline. My gosh, I'm like blanking on my names, but Bath and Body Works had a scent recently in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years that came out that was like hazelnut praline, I think, toasted hazelnut praline. Similar like musk type fragrance. This was a bathroom candle for me. This one I had to pour out wax because it was performing so bad. So not a great performance. I do like the scent though. Like I do like that musky, it kind of reminds me of vanilla and musk, but it has more of a marshmallow and like a praline note in it. This, in my opinion, is not very well named because this is not a pumpkin latte scent at all. I honestly don't get any latte or any pumpkin. This is more of a marshmallow praline musk scent. Honestly, it's like that marshmallow musk or vanilla musk candle because that's the same thing with praline added. So I like the fragrance a lot. Just did not burn very well for me, and it's old. So I was kind of ready to be for that to be out of my collection. I would say medium strength, maybe like 5 to 6 throw. Okay, let's keep going on Bath and Body Works while I'm here. Next up is Spiced Cranberry Toffee. Love this one. This is a classic in my opinion because this is like right around when I started really burning candles. The funny thing is this really, it's not a classic because it came out once and has never come back since. This came out in 2021. This has notes of rich toffee, fresh cranberries swirled with caramel. I used to like adore this one. I had multiple backups of this one. I will say this time around, I wasn't as obsessed with it as I remember being. Beautiful label. I love the label. The wax color is really pretty. That kind of like burnt orange. It burned pretty well. I will say though that, I mean, did kind of get that puny wick syndrome kind of hanging on towards the end. So when that happens with Bath & Body Works candles, I do not trim my wicks. If there's carbon balls, then I trim my wicks. But if it starts doing that puny thing, I do not trim my wicks. Anyways, as far as the scent goes, this was a cranberry like toffee type fragrance. I liked the cranberry in it, but it just kind of felt a little too rich for me. It smells really good on cold like this. it got really warm and kind of too sweet, a little bit too cloyingly sweet for me. I still enjoyed it. I love cranberry fragrances. I love sweet things. I just don't remember loving it as much as I used to. And I think honestly that's because I've realized that some scents like this at Bath & Body Works start to kind of smell artificial to me. And after discovering Caramel Sundays candles, their scents are so authentic, so not artificial, and so like rich. It's just like a different type of fragrance. And so I've noticed that some of my Bath & Body Works ones start to smell artificial, and I'm just not as impressed as I used to be. So, is what it is. That's number 5. Let's see if I have any more Bath & Body Works. I do. So I finished a pumpkin clove from this year. This is another one, like, I feel like I'm being kind of negative, but I love this on cold. This actually smells really spicy on cold. It just got a little bit too clovey for me towards the end. It was almost like burnt clove. This has notes of clove buds, ground cinnamon, and a pinch of nutmeg and fresh pumpkin. But I do like this fragrance. I think I'm just kind of sick of it. So pumpkin clove, I love the packaging on this one. I thought it was beautiful. I think I do like this better than sweet cinnamon pumpkin. This is a little bit more pumpkin, like actual pumpkin, whereas sweet cinnamon pumpkin has kind of a different vibe to it. It's a little bit, it doesn't even have a pumpkin note listed. This one actually does. It burned pretty well, still kind of got those puny wicks towards the end. I would say strength and throw is pretty high, like a 7 to an 8. But I was also just kind of ready to be done with it. So it's number 6. A couple more Bath & Body Works here. I finished an old-fashioned cider donut. This is one of my absolute favorites from Bath & Body Works. I don't know why they don't come back with this every year. This is so good. It's just such a beautiful cider donut fragrance. I've really been into that scent this year. This has notes of old-fashioned cake donut, baked apples, sprinkled with brown sugar, cinnamon. So cinnamon apple donut from Caramel Sundays and apple cider donut from Kringle are a little bit heavier, a little bit more bright, fresh more apple forward in my opinion. This is more donut forward and more cinnamon forward. I love all iterations of this. I burned this a lot with my cinnamon apple donut from Caramel Sundays because I think that they pair well together. So really liked this one. It burned well. It did kind of get puny wicks towards the end, and then one of the wicks started to kind of migrate. But I would say medium to strong performance on this, throw of about a 7 average, 7.5 maybe. All I know is Bath & Body Works needs to bring this back because I love this. I love burning this in the mornings. It's so cozy and it's donutty. You get the cinnamon. It's beautiful. Love. And sorry guys, I feel like I'm going kind of fast, but I have a lot to get through, so I don't want this video to be too long. So if you guys have any questions about like specific scents or anything that I went through this month, feel free to comment and I will totally respond back to you. Sweet cinnamon plum. Guys, why does Bath & Body Works bring out these gorgeous, sophisticated scents and then they just disappear? I don't understand. Notes of juicy plum, cinnamon apples, and ground clove buds. This was from 2022. I have a lot of oldies in here. A lot of these candles were kind of half burned that I was like, okay, I need to get these out of my collection. That's why I've burned through so many. Oh, this is so good. This is cinnamon. It's like a dark fruit fragrance. You get that plum. I think I get a little bit of cranberry too. I don't think that's listed. It's not listed. But I get like plum, cranberry, apple, like a dark fruit concoction, almost like a mulled spice type fragrance. But you really get that darker fruit, like the plum and cranberry. Absolutely gorgeous scent. I am just annoyed that they don't bring scents like this back, because this just feels like another level of Bath & Body Works. Like, I feel like Bath & Body Works has their go-tos, their scents that come back every year, and then every once in a while they'll release scents like this that feel a little bit more elevated than their normal, and then they just don't come back. It is what it is. Also, I don't love this packaging. I think it's kind of eh. I would have loved something a little bit more cute. I don't know. Anyways, that one burned well. I would say probably a medium to strong strength. It did get, honestly, like a lot of these got those same puny wicks. I didn't have a problem, like I didn't have to babysit it. I would say throw on that was probably around a 6.5, 7. Okay, another oldie that I got through. This is Sweet Cranberry Pie. This is from 2020. I love this fragrance, but I really wish that I would have just burned through this years ago when I had like lit it originally, because when I started burning this candle, it already kind of started to smell fakey to me and kind of burnt. And so I honestly didn't love it. I was like, this needs to get out of my collection. This has notes of tart cranberries, brown sugar, chopped walnuts, and flaky pie crust. But this is such a good fragrance, and so I'm kind of sad that I didn't just burn it and enjoy it when it was fresh and new, because I do love this fragrance. I just think I waited too long to burn it, because it does have like a beautiful pie crusty note. Now it just smells fakey and artificial and burnt. So not a great performance on that, but it's okay. Okay, and my last Bath & Body Works candle that I got through this month was Chocolate Covered Orange. This came out last year? Yeah, 2024. Notes of juicy orange slices, creamy milk chocolate, and sweet sugar crystals. This one's interesting. It is, I believe that this was supposed to be the same as like orange chocolate truffle or something from years and years ago. I never had that candle because I wasn't really into candles at that moment. This smells exactly like what it says. It's orange. It's milky chocolate. It's kind of like hot cocoa and cream, but with orange. It performed pretty good. It burned all the way down. I just don't think I prefer scents like this. It was fun to kind of try something new, but I just didn't, it's just not my preference of scents. Like if I'm gonna burn an orange fragrance in the holiday time, I'm gonna burn like an orange pomander, not an orange and chocolate mix. So it was unique. I'm glad I tried it. I just don't think I would repurchase. I do have one more of those, so I'm gonna try and get through one more of those this year. Okay, next, done with Bath & Body Works. Let's hop through kind of the random ones that I have. I have a lot of Yankee this month, so let's actually do that next. Okay, so I got through an autumn wreath, and I apologize, I don't have the Yankee notes in front of me because they don't put those on the jars. This is one of my favorites from Yankee. It's a beautiful apple cinnamon type fragrance with a little bit of kind of like a wreath background, like a almost like a hearth kind of note. It's good. It reminds me of fall. Like when I smell this, it's kind of nostalgic for me. Performance was fine. It throwed pretty well for me in the basement area. I would say probably like an 8 out of 10 throw, medium to strong strength. I just have realized that I don't think I love Yankee's formula. I don't know why. So I actually burned through, this was the autumn wreath in this year's version of the 3-wick. This burned pretty quick for me. For some reason, I feel like when I burn Yankee candles, now this is a classic for me. I love this fragrance, but I've just noticed that things start to smell kind of waxy, like plasticky. I don't know if it's their wax formulation or the oils they're using. I honestly don't know, but I think I've decided that I'm not going to continue buying Yankee. I'm going to try and use up what I have through Yankee. There's so many other, Caramel Sundays is like my go-to for like candle company right now. Like I would much rather purchase from them or Kringle at this point in time. So I just don't think I'm going to continue buying from Yankee unless I have a reason to. So that's just my personal opinion. Yeah. So got through 2 autumn wreaths, which I enjoyed. I burned those at the same time, so that was nice. Okay, this one is cranberry chutney, and as you can see, it actually looks like I haven't even burned it. But I actually ended up putting this, I had burned this a couple times, and the wick just would not pull out, even like in a hurricane. Like it would just, the flame was so tiny that I wasn't getting any scent throw from it. It was just not good. So I put it under my candle warmer, my candle lamp. This performed terribly for me. I could smell nothing, which is a bummer because I love cranberry fragrances, and I know that this is one of Melanie's like favorite scents. I do have a couple 2-wick large tumblers that I plan on burning, and I hope they do better because this smells very fake waxy to me with a little bit of bright cranberry. But I could not smell this when I was lamping it at all, like zero throw. So I just melted it for probably like 5-6 days, like really made sure that I got all the scent oils out, and done with that one. Okay, let me grab a sip of water really quick. Another one that I used under my candle warmer, my lamp, was Home Sweet Home from Yankee. And this still has like a slight little bit of scent, but for the most part it's gone. This is still in their paraffin formula. This is just a sweet like cinnamon type fragrance. It was fine. I would say it did okay. Honestly, the reason I put it under my lamp was the same reason I put the other one under my lamp. Just wasn't getting a high flame. This paraffin formula is not my favorite. So I put it under my lamp, got a little bit of that cinnamon spice out, and then decided to be done with it. Okay, Balsam and Cedar. This is from Yankee. This is old. This is probably like 4 or 5 years old. This is just one of their single wick tumblers. Look how sooty. Gross. I love this fragrance. It's a beautiful balsam and cedar fragrance. It's nice and sweet. I really do enjoy this fragrance. It's a great tree fragrance. But this is another reason why I'm just like, I think I'm kind of just done with Yankee. Like, not my favorite. So loved the fragrance. Honestly performed pretty well. I would say maybe like an 8 out of 10, medium to high strength. And you'll see that, look how, this one's even worse. That's disgusting. This is Frosty Gingerbread. I am just torn on what I think about gingerbread fragrances. I honestly did not love this. It just was not my favorite. It was a little bit too spicy for me. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. And I think gingerbread fragrances are hard to capture because sometimes they're too spicy, sometimes they're too frosting-y. And so I just haven't figured out what gingerbread fragrance I like the most. I'm hoping that's going to be Caramel Sundays down the road. I do have a frosted gingerbread from them that I plan on burning this year. But yeah, gingerbread fragrances are just hard for me. I just don't know that I really gravitate towards them. So just is kind of what it is. Okay, I think that's it for Yankee. I did get through a Kringle Apple Leaf. This one was half burned from last year. This is just kind of like a Honeycrisp apple fragrance. It burned okay. It had some performance issues towards the end. If you guys didn't know, Kringle is actually discontinuing these jars completely. So I think there's a good reason why. Just not performing great. So There's no notes on the bottom of this one, so I won't read those, but this is just sweet apple type fragrance, a little bit of spice, not too much, but I enjoyed it. And I can hear my kiddo waking up from a nap, so I might have to cut this a little bit short, but I'm almost done. So let's talk about Milk. I don't think I've talked about this brand before on my channel. This is Cran Apple Punch from Milk House. Milk House Candle is a 100% soy candle company, family owned. I actually picked this one up at Marshall's and like TJ Maxx. Like you can get them, Home Goods I think is actually where I got this. So look for these candles because they're out there. I love that they have this little handle. I think these are just cute, like farmhousey kind of look. And it's kind of nice because you can, like, even while it's lit, you can transfer the candle to like a different spot, which is cool. Guys, look how incredible this burned. Literally, like, almost every single drop of wax is gone. I also don't know how to look up the notes for this, so would have to do some digging, and I didn't do that. But I really enjoyed this fragrance. This is like a cran apple juice with spice, kind of like a mulled spice type fragrance. I really enjoyed it. It was great while I was burning like sweet cinnamon and plum. Yeah, so I would say honestly, performance on this was stellar. I had no burn issues. I mean, it basically burned down to the last drop. So I would say like medium to high strength, probably a throw of about a 9. So I purchase those every once in a while. I actually, kind of funny story, I have a friend from college that I think it's her cousin owns that company. And so I love supporting them when I can. It's really nice. So, okay guys, almost done here. Okay, I have not talked about Life in Lilac full review on these yet. I'm not sure that this is a good performance-wise to talk about because this is, okay, love, love, love this fragrance. I've talked about this actual fragrance before, Fall Fever. It is like the creamiest, sweetest apple spice fragrance. It's so high-end, so sophisticated, but burned good. But look at all this soot. I am not a fan of that. And I honestly, I will say some of this may be my fault because I just kind of let it burn. I did not keep up on, I trim my wicks every time I lit it, but I let it burn for long periods of time. So that could be why. But what I don't understand in my brain is that this is supposed to be 100%, I don't know if it's 100% soy actually. It is soy wax and like clean ingredients, but I just can't get over the soot. Like, there's too much. So a little bit disappointed in that, but also this is old. This is from like 3+ years ago. So I don't know if she has changed any of her wicks or, you know, soy wax, things like that, that may help with that. Absolutely love the fragrance, but this is why I've been gravitating a little bit more towards her wax melts. I really, really like her wax melts. So anyways, really love that fragrance, but a little bit disappointed in the actual soot performance. Okay, I've got a couple more things to get through here. Last candle is actually Fireside from Woodwick. This is one of my favorite fragrances from them. This is a beautiful woodsy, like fireside, like hearth fragrance. But it has like some sort of, I need to look up the notes for this because it's so unique. It has sort of a sweet element to it too, and I love it. This might be one of my favorite type fireside fragrances. It's not too smoky, but you really do get the wood. It's almost like a sweet wood. This burned really well. This had a wood wick and it burned all the way down. So this is a great bathroom fragrance. So loved this. I have not talked about wood wick either, but I do have some wood wick candles that I need to get through in my collection. So you guys might see more of that. Okay, last couple things. Got Berry Good Pumpkin from Scentsy. This is kind of like berry pumpkin waffles from Homeworx, but not quite as sophisticated as that. It just smells like pumpkin and berries. I love this on cold. but honestly, the performance is not great. Like, it's throw-wise is not where I would like it to be. So that's kind of disappointing, but I like this fragrance. It is in my club, so. And then I did end up getting through a frosted cinnamon roll from Scentsy. I got through a frosted cinnamon roll from Scentsy. This is a very spicy, like it's very, very cinnamon forward. Almost like red hot cinnamon. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it performed pretty well. It lasted about a day and a half, 2 days for me. So I like that one. I think that this is now available again in the Scentsy, like, they basically released a bunch of bars that you can now put in your club that have been gone for like really long time. So I think this one is available for that. Also Berry Pumpkin, Very Good Pumpkin is also available for that. So if you guys like those. Okay, last little this is not candle related, but this is Caramel Sundays Cinnamon Apple Donut Soap. I've talked a little bit about this before, but I am obsessed with their soap. So freaking good. It is so moisturizing. It lathers well. Very high-end feeling. I wash my hands a lot because I am a dentist for a living, and so I'm just like, that's what I'm used to. I'm just constantly washing my hands. So I really, really like their formula. These are a little bit expensive, but worth it in my opinion. So I got through that. And then I also got through a pumpkin apple room spray from Bath & Body Works. I love this in a room spray. So I usually use these in the bathrooms. I think they're nice for that. They last a long time. So happy with that one. Okay, guys, that's it. How many candles did I get through? So 1, let's put them all back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just in the first half of November. So it's gonna be a good month, getting through stuff, getting things out of my collection. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. I have a lot of fun videos coming your way. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. See you soon. Bye.